Okay, here we are. So I am doing a live stream right now of me. What am I doing? I am I'm drawing my D&D character from last night's D&D session I did with Jared Logan and John Roy, which was pretty fun. So let's hop into it. I've started blocking out some of the stuff that I was working on, and now I'm doing it. So let's see here. I don't know if I can see you guys. I might have to do that thing where I look at my own screen to see if anyone's commenting. So we're gonna get started here, and I'm gonna pop open my own damn screen with the volume all the way down. And so I can read the comments. It's easier to do that on my phone. So if you guys are commenting, let me know if anyone shows up. Just pop in a comment. Okay, so let's get started here. So this is Gertrude the Black, wife of Thanatos. She's an evil cleric, and pretty fucking cool ass shit. We're playing D&D last night, and she talked like this. She talked with a Russian accent like this. So I haven't done many things where I've done the sketchy part of stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys how that goes, and it goes in and out. That's for sure. It doesn't. It's gonna be a real start and stop situation here. So we're gonna get in here, and then let's see. She's got gotta look up some leather armor references on the other screen. If you guys can hear me well or whatever, just give me a shout in the chat. Gotta look up some decent leather armor looks like. Oh god, it's always so fucking complicated with women, isn't it? When they do all their boobs and stuff. Whatever. We might do some chain mail in addition to that, because the boob stuff is really pretty tricky. Anyway, so what I've got so far is I've got her face a little bit, and then putting some earrings and some hoopy earrings, and she's got a little battle scar action going on here. This is all just sketchy right now. I'm just fleshing it out right now. Looking for a good reference on leather armor, and it is it's not easy to find. Let me see. Let me get back to it. I'm gonna have to do this from imagination probably, which always looks shitty. I'm gonna do one of these bad boys, I think. Like this. She got big old titties because she got charisma 15, baby. She's got bonuses, and she's a death priest that doesn't that people hate. So she's got to be getting those bonuses from something. Am I right, ladies? Am I right, fellas? Am I right? Let's see. I want to find out what some good-looking leather armor. See, when I'm looking up leather armor to like make sure I'm doing it right, make sure it looks accurate as armor. It is such a fucking pain in the ass, because everyone's stuff is oh god, it always looks so terrible. Like all of it is like super sexy, you know? Like I want her to have big titties, but also not for it to be like the sexiest shit on the planet, you know? Anyway, whatever. Let's just get to it. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. I don't know. I think I might take that out. I'm gonna take that out. Have her a little bit less cloth. I think she's gonna be more barbarian-y. So let's see here. See, I normally don't broadcast this kind of part because it's so tricky. There's a lot of start and stop. I got my pen in my mouth, my drawing pen in my mouth right now. A lot of start and stop stuff going on right now. I wonder if she should have, maybe she'll have a chainmail mantle. That might look cool. A ring, not chainmail, more like ring mail, so like a worse version of chainmail. And we'll do this by doing concentric C's. Oh, I shouldn't do it that way. I should. It'll be C's down the middle, but then let me make some lines on another section here so I have guidelines for it. So we're going to be going like that. This is where the ringlets would fall. If they would be spread out like that, they wouldn't be all in one motherfucking place. Let's see, anyone, how many people are watching right now? 3 people. What's up, guys? It'll be a little haggard too. I want some of this a little bit battle worn, split rings and stuff. Not all the way nice looking. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not all the way nice looking. Let's see. So I kind of like that. Kind of like the top of that. I'll just look for a female cleric and see if they've got anyone's got armor on that looks cool to me. They're all so much robes and shit on. I'm not down with that shit. I hate robes. They don't look cool and they're hard to fucking draw. Oh well. Let's make sure that skull doesn't get lost in the ringlets. She is a priestess of Thanatos, and she is evil, which is fun. That's fun. Hey, what's up, Connor? Thanks for saying hi, dude. I'm just drawing some stuff, man. Drawing my D&D character from last night. Hopefully this doesn't jinx my character, but I've got an idea. So if this character dies, I'll just have her keep coming back with it as the same character, but you know, sort of reborn, so she'll be back at level 1 with no memory of all the stuff that's been going on, you know. She's not going to have that cleavage showing because that's just too impractical, I think. So there'll be leather right there. In fact, let me add a little piece of leather there anyway. Yeah, she's got leather. What do they call it? Gorget. Right there. Then she would have leather. She would have our iron elbow cuffs at the least, I think. Some belted situations here. Yeah, this chick was awesome to role play because I did her super funny with this Russian accent where she was like, "I will send you to this shitty Russian accent to the god of death." And I said to I was fighting a kobold, and I was like taunting him, and I was like, "You are smaller than one of my abortions." That's fucking funny. Well, to me, that's funny to me. I love doing this kind of shit. I'm giving her a little bit of a gut. I hope it makes sense. I mean, it's hard to draw a gut when you got leather armor on. It's hard for people to notice that. I gotta zoom out a little bit, make sure that leather armor is making sense. Typically, it just looks a little bit more bulky. You know, that's kind of how it goes with that shit. Hey, thanks, Tracy Burgess. I am super into this already. I think she looks amazing. Um, I also love playing evil characters in Dungeons and Dragons. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I gotta put the fur right here. I'm sure you can hear that table shaking. There's nothing I can do about that right now. These fucking hands, I swear to fucking Christ. There's one thing I don't want to draw. It's a fucking goddamn hand. I always feel weird about it. I always feel like I'm fucking it up. I'll have to zoom out to see if I did that right. Oh, late in the UK, Connor Hunting. Thank you for fucking stopping by, my man, and seeing about me drawing this Lady DnD character, bro. I fucking appreciate that shit, my man. She fights with a crossbow, a heavy crossbow, which takes a round to reload. And then she also she's got a spear too. I gotta put that on there. So we're playing Keep on the Borderlands, which is one of the first D&D adventures that Gary Gygax ever wrote for the game that he himself invented. And holy shit, was it hard. We fought against the Mad Hermit, and we almost all died. It was almost a fucking party wipe. The Mad Hermit and his trained mountain lion almost killed everyone. I can't decide if I want her hair on the outside or inside of that. Maybe both on the inside here. Ooh, I don't know what the module number is. Let me look it up real quick. It was the original too, because Jared Logan had it in a protective case. I'm pulling it out right now, Tracy. B2? Dungeon module B2. Keep on the Borderlands. And it was a fucking Jesus Christ, it's hard as fuck. It's just hard as a level 1 character in D&D to fucking survive, you know? I have 7 hit points and that's it. Shit hits the fan, I mean, that's it. That's fucking it. I like that fur. Run down like this. Or does it just look like pubes? Looks all right. I don't know if I'll draw her spear for this character sheet. Let's see here. Any leather leg armor? Let's see. Motherfucker, show me something. I'm just gonna make some shit up. This is what I made up last night on my character. Tracy Burgess says he had a what's up, LHMMH1? Tracy Burgess said he had a priest lose a leg due to a critical and died due to a critical hit. Yeah, man, fuck that shit. This shit sucks. I kind of like the overpowered 4th and 5th edition stuff, you know. Because I don't like getting my ass wrecked so hard, you know. Mike Black is calling me, but I can't answer right now because I'm doing this with you guys. Let's see here. Sorry, Mike Black. Tweet it at Mike Black Attack. Tell him that we miss him, that I'm live streaming. I'm not ignoring him. Ew, let's see. Oh, yeah, these fucking things. Let me put this shit on. Oh, sell those clothes, dude. Get it. LMH. Tracy said he had a DM that would use Sega Genesis sound bits for attacks and stuff like that. That's fucking awesome. I like it when DMs go that extra mile, you know? Let's make it so I can get 3 of these bad boys on here. 3 studs. I'm going to make that shoulder fur a little bit bigger. There's nothing I like more than a half fur cloak kind of shoulder fur cape situation going on. There's someone. Let's see. Any other ideas for where I can grab little pieces of leather armor stuff? Holy shit. Okay, so that is that sketch is done already. I think. Can't think of what else to add. Maybe a little coin purse or something. Can I have a thing for her crossbow bolts? So she did a lot of fucking killing last night. And it was awesome. Yeah, satchel. She needs a booty satchel coin purse situation. Hey, thanks, man. She's looking good and hot, huh? Thanks. We're going to ink her now, so we're going to use a different program. So I am going to save this. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to close out Photoshop for now. And I am going to, what am I doing? Open my inking program, which is I use Clip Paint Studio. I guess it's Manga Studio. Manga Studio is a pretty great for inking, one of the best, super awesome programs out there that I've ever used. And it's cheap and really good. So that's really handy. Let's see here, Andrew. Where did I save this thing? Give me 1 second, guys. I need to figure out where I saved it. Oh, come on. I saved it somewhere weird, I'm sure. Oh, I got it. I got it. It's right here. I saved it under something I didn't realize. So let's go ahead and open this. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay. So now the reason that I do this, let me just do something real quick. Yeah, okay. So there's some stuff I need to correct. So I'll flip stuff because sometimes you don't realize if you're like scaling over too much. So, and that's what's going on right now. So I need to, so she's got a lean to her. So what happens if you're right-handed, you'll lean to the right. Your illustrations can sometimes lean to the right. And if you're left-handed, sometimes your illustrations can lean to the left. And so you need to flip and make sure that they have, make sure they make sense, you know? Turn down the opacity on this and just do it. So it gets that can be very tricky, and that's not something super obvious. What people would do before, you know, shit like Photoshop, where you can just flip things, is they would end up they would take a mirror and they would look at it in a mirror and make sure that it looked right in the mirror, because to correct for this kind of error, which I have just a little bit of. I'm going to rotate her face a little bit, and that should take care of a lot of it. And it's handy to have these tools because this would be very hard to correct otherwise. All right, let's take a look, zoomed out a little bit, and make sure it makes sense. It looks okay, but I'll make sure that the shit like the hair and stuff is making sense. Yeah, okay. So I've got it flipped, and now let's flip it again and see how we've done. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I might need to thicken up the eyebrows here. Match that just a little bit more. There and there. All right, now I think we're about ready to ink this bitch. Okay, so we make a new layer and we do a vector layer. That's important because vector inks are, they look really nice, and that's what you want. Yeah, so let's get in here and ink this lady. I always start with the facial details first. I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not, but I really like thick eyebrows on my women that I draw. All right. Those stress lines in from her grimace. It's a little bit more difficult to erase with vector inks. It's a different, a little bit different process. Get my computer working overtime on this bad boy. LHM loves thick eyebrows on women. Yeah, I do too, man. He loves thick eyebrows on women, real or drawn. I agree. Whoa. The computer farted. Sometimes I wonder if I do too thick lines when I'm inking. Yeah, let's give her a little bit of a eyebrows, or it should be like a little bit F. So we'll have the scar having gone through her eyebrows slightly. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Snoozing my update on Windows Update. Give me a break, guys. I'm in the middle of a fucking live stream. Difficult. I'm in the difficult part of this right now. I think I've talked about this before. When you get to the inking stage, it's like it's drawing, but it's also you're editing. You're editing your own work, and you're trying to see what looks best in the final product. Yeah, this is a cool ass fucking chick. Are you guys enjoying this so far? What's everyone up to? Tell me about your favorite D&D character. That'd be a fucking good topic. Tell you about my first D&D character. It was a cleric and a dude. I think his name was Andrew. I gave him my own name, which was not uncommon at that time. And later, my SCA name would also be my own name, which people didn't like as much. But I mean, Andrew's an old ass name. Let's see, let me save what I got so far. And let's see if I'm talking to anyone right now. Okay, good, I am. Let's see here. Hey, Nathaniel, how's it going, man? So what I'm doing, you're just joining us, is drawing my D&D character from last night. And I'm trying to get people to talk about if they have their favorite D&D character. So my first D&D character, a cleric named Andrew. I still remember his first adventure. There was a big war that had been going on, and I saw an elven woman who had been assaulted by some um, soldiers from the other army, and they had cut off her ears. And she was, obviously very distraught. God, this was when I was, by the way, this is when I was in fourth grade. This is the adventure my friend put me on in fourth grade. So you got a chick who, you know, you have a chick who was just raped by and I don't like rape as a plot device either, but I mean, this was in fourth grade, and this kid came up with this. This elven chick had been raped, or maybe she hadn't been raped. Maybe she'd just been tortured. So she'd been tortured, and her ears had been cut off. And I was able to. I stopped the bleeding with a cure light wound spell. I remember having wanted her ears to grow back, but they didn't grow back. They were just in stumps. But she was very nice and very beautiful, and she became my D&D girlfriend, and we adventured together. I only had a charisma of 10 or 11, and everyone was like, "Oh, that means you're ugly," and I was like, "That doesn't mean I'm ugly, you know." It doesn't mean I'm ugly. It's an average charisma. And I remember my dungeon master at the time, this guy named Matt, was like, "Well, you can there's a witch in town and you can buy charisma potions from her. And that way you'll have a chance with this elf girl that you saved." And so I ended up spending my money from the adventure that I had been on charisma potions so that I could have virtual sex with this fake elf lady that I had rescued. Ridiculous. I don't know. Am I keeping that collar? Maybe. I can take it out later if I want to. And so I didn't meet up with the other people in our party until I had gone to the tavern and had made love to this fucking elf lady that I had saved. And that was my first adventure in D&D. Was saving her from those soldiers and going to a tavern and taking some bullshit fucking charisma potion and banging her. And then the next adventure, I teamed up with my buddy Peter, and we were going to go fight goblins or something. I forgot what happened. My little brother got involved too, and he was an elf, a smaller wood elf that rode on a wolf, and he had a boomerang. He had a magical boomerang that would come back to him when he threw it, which is pretty dope. And it's everything all culminated in a big sleepover party I had at my house, where had a bunch of people over to play Dungeons and Dragons, and is that right? And my brother was there too, and it was like this big epic adventure where like there was like a dragon which had like a DuckTales amount of treasure, and he would do his tail and he would spit the treasure would knock out at us and stuff. Like it would be like a wave coming over us. And I remember that was my brother was on that part, and there was like these ice ships that were like skating across the ice and shit like that, which was fucking awesome as fuck. Anyway, that was my first D&D character, and he was pretty cool. A cleric named Andrew. I was super religious back in the day. So I loved church and shit like that, and so I loved being a cleric. I made a paladin later. That was another favorite character of mine, and that was kind of a big deal. That was kind of how I did shit back in the day. I certainly wouldn't have been playing evil characters like I do now, and I love them. All right, let's read some of y'all's comments. Never played D&D. This is LHM. Never played D&D, but I don't mind the D&D discussion at all. What video games are you playing right now? Recently, I've got back into video games after a good 5 to 6 years. I got an Xbox One. Tracy Burgess had a bard that played a flute in one campaign, listening but moving some rolls of insulation. Nathaniel Young says, I could never talk my friends into D&D. I'm aware of the broad strokes. With Logan, huh? That's cool. Seems like he'd be fun to play with. Yeah, Jared Logan. Yeah, he was a great DM. It was me and John Roy and Jerry Logan, this guy named Jimmy that I hadn't met before. And we had a really awesome time. Nathaniel, I can't believe you couldn't get your friends to play D&D. Man, D&D was such a big fucking part of my childhood. I think Dungeons and Dragons defined my childhood. I think it might have been the most important aspect of my childhood, if I'm being totally honest. Fur is tricky because you gotta. Seems like you can phone it in, but if you don't do it right, it doesn't look right. You lose its shape. It looks like you're just fucking around with lines. Getting that rope for that crossbow. She used a heavy crossbow on a bunch of fucking orcs last night. It was awesome. Killed a ton of goblins too. Tracy Burgess says, I thought it was a soccer sticker safe. That was a big part of my childhood too. And it was the same group of friends. Matt was involved with that shit too. My mother would consider Matt to have been a bad influence on me. I do not. He was very intelligent. He is still very intelligent. Um, but she didn't. She didn't like I remember she'd keep taking away my D&D stuff because I was being bad or whatever, and I would be like, Matt would be like, well, what you tell your mom is, hey, it's unreasonable for you to take away my Dungeons and Dragons stuff because it is really important to me and it's something that helps me learn, and you need to give it back right now. Just tell her that, and then I would, and then all hell would break loose. My mom would be super fucking pissed. Oh, now I gotta pay the piper here and do these rings. Ugh. You know what? I'm gonna figure out. Hey, what's up, dude? Kikaro says, "What up, everyone? Can't just say I didn't expect to enjoy Mad Libs as much as I do, but it's fucking hilarious." Thanks. I almost about lost my fucking mind. Some of those Mad Libs were so funny to me that I just lost it. Some of the Anil stuff too, with the dog diarrhea reduction and stuff like that. I was dying, man. I was fucking dying. Hey, thanks, Tracy. I'm hoping it looks real good, real fresh. Zoom out a little bit, make sure that makes sense. Makes enough sense. It's not the best. I definitely didn't do that the best. It's just really hard to ink chainmail. Yeah, if it looks super crappy, it's just ring mail. Let's see here. Hero says, DeWitt, I'm heading to LA in early May from Australia. I'm very keen to try out the recreational ganja. What drops do you use, and do you have any recommendations? P.S. I have experience, so I'm not gonna lose my shit. Yeah, so I do lose my shit. So I get the 1-to-1 THC to CBD drops. The best part about it in California right now is if you're 21, you just fucking buy it. Go into a fucking weed store and fucking buy that shit right now. Which I love. Yeah, I've got a thing. The drops I use, I forget the brand name of them, but they are sublingual and they have the full range of cannabinoids. So rather than just THC and CBD, they have the full cannabinoid range. For whatever reason, I think that's better. They definitely seem to work better, and I like them a lot more. So I would get ones with the full range. I do the 1-to-1 ratio because I'm a pussy, and if I have too much THC, I get real stony in my head and freak out and think about how death is permanent and all this other shit that you shouldn't have to worry about when you're getting high. But I absolutely worry about when I'm getting high. Without the CBD, again, I'm not calm enough. The anxiety gets through the roof when I'm using marijuana. So yeah, that's why I recommend. Real good, real fresh, Nathaniel. Real good, real good, real good, good, real fresh, good. Yeah, this is coming along. She's looking awesome. Thanks for this, doing this live stream with me, you guys. If it hadn't been for this, I'd probably just have spent the afternoon. Since I've got the apartment to myself, I'd probably just be whacking it. Hey, thanks. I'm hoping it's looking pretty decent. I feel like it's looking all right. I'm getting better. This seems to have, over the years, all the years of doing Babes of Dongaria and this, it seems to have given me a certain style. And this kind of style seems to be where I'm headed. Still don't feel like I'm to be honest with you guys. I have always thought I was just pretty good at drawing, so I think that that's where I get stuck, is I get down on myself because I know how good other people are. I'm like, I'm definitely not as good as that, you know? So I always get down on myself about it. Oh, mate says, looks fucking great, Andrew. I know you know this, but you can't compromise yourself. For one, there's no way to look at your own artistic endeavors subjectively. You're going to see stuff no one else does. Nathaniel says, do you have difficulties enjoying art because you compare your own work? And Kikaro says, your style of drawing is definitely distinctly your own. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate that. Do I have problems enjoying other art? No, I don't. Um, not a lot of my friends draw, but my friend Brandon Vaughn, who you know from the podcast, and he also did sketch comedy with me in fucking high school. He can draw better than me. He's a better drawer than me. He has always been a better drawer than me. Ever since we were kids, and it was brutal. I remember being so jealous of how good he could draw. And he could draw his ass off. Still does. Just not as much because he, writes for a television show now. But yeah, he could draw his ass off, and his stuff looked amazing. It looked amazing in high school. There was just like a free flowing style to it that was like it was already comic book ready. You know what I'm saying? I would get real jealous of how he could draw that good. I just didn't fucking get it. I was like, how can he do it? How is he so good? You know? So yeah, I get a little down in the jumps. The only thing I have in my advantage, I think, is I'm a bit faster. a bit faster of a drawer than a lot of people I know. It's like I have a lot of stuff, a lot of creative stuff I do, like miniature painting. I feel like I'm pretty good. I'm pretty damn good at it, but I'm not like amazing like some people I know. But I'm fast as fuck, so I can get like a whole army painted in like a couple of days. For like Warhammer or something like that, you know? So I feel like I have advantages. Being a big guy has its advantages and its disadvantages. This is a great product. Oh, someone asked what kind of what am I using here? I am using a Cintiq 13 HD. I'm able to draw directly onto the screen, which I find incredibly useful. Best investment ever. Cost about $1,000. Paid for itself in just a couple of weeks of commission work. Getting close, guys. Let's see what I got so far. I think I'm only doing inks tonight. I don't think I'm gonna color her because all the old school D&D art is uncolored. Here's a little bit of editing I have to do right now. Is I've got different lengths of this shit right here, and I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea. I might make these a little bit longer. These front ones might need to be just like a little bit longer than the other ones. Some of them are bunching up a little bit there, which is good. That's fine. I think that would actually happen with leather armor. The stupid Imagine Dragons song stuck in my head. Been in my head all day. That'll happen when I draw too, is I'll get like one song stuck in my head over and over again. LHM says, but isn't art about your style being your own and interesting and not just about ability? Otherwise, Steve Vai and all those douchey virtuoso guys would have #1 albums. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of technical expertise that you have to have before your style is, you know, good enough to be, you know, oh, this is my style or whatever, you know, like I think I'm just getting there now. I feel a little bit behind. I definitely feel a little bit behind. I mean, that's fine. It makes me like competitive and it pushes me a little bit. It's just I just have a weird sensitivity spot about artwork. It doesn't not with other people unless I know them. And then yes, for sure, I get like super persnickety about it. I get real down in the dumps. If like someone I know is like blowing me away. Maybe that's a tribal thing. Maybe it's like, oh well, you know, I'm a fat guy and I'm funny, but like I gotta also have to have something else useful to bring to the table in the tribe. And if these other guys have useful things that they're bringing to the table, then maybe mine's not as useful. You know, maybe it's as simple as that. Like just panic about my place in a tribe. You know. The old placement of the studs is effing with me a little bit. I gotta. It's just, do you feel that way about comedy too? No. I have 100% confidence in my comedy. Isn't that fucked up? But I mean, when you go on the road and you crush in front of 500 people, like, I mean, it gets to be undeniable, you know? That kind of stuff. I feel really good about my comedy, actually. I feel extremely capable. I don't have a lot of anxiety or animosity. When I'm trying out a new bit, yeah, I get like really nervous. Like I hope this bit goes well, but I'm nervous because I want to do a good job. You know, I'm not nervous because I think that I suck or anything like that. That's done with. You get enough positive reinforcement on that, and that is absolutely done with. You know. Yeah, most studs are black iron, and so I'm just doing these dots. They're still a little off to me. They don't look exactly how I want them to look, but that's okay. I don't even know if I like having the studs in. Man, fuck them. Fuck them. They're making it too hard. Fuck it. I'll do something else. I'll do some leather stitching. Fuck your shitty studs. LMH says, didn't realize you redraw things over to get the one you like pretty cool. Like you're just doing the studs. I mean, yeah, thanks, man. I like to do that. And he also said, you should feel good because I listen to a lot of radio and podcasts, and there's no one quicker and consistently funny. Like 8 hours of podcast and shit a day. Hey, thanks, man. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully it works out for me in the end, huh? I've got a big audition coming up for some television stand-up stuff. So hopefully that'll go over well. I like being funny. I like making my friends laugh and being funny with my friends, and it's always been a lot of fucking fun. And I will say this about Dan Bialek. He introduced me to O'Neill, and he got me closer with Jerry and Mike, and I do think that was a really awesome thing that happened out of that situation. Because he knew that O'Neill and Danish and I would get along. He knew we would get along. He knew we would make each other crack up, and he was right. And he does deserve a bit of recognition for putting us together in that way. You know, he knew we would be funny together, and he was absolutely right. Joking around with O'Neill and Danish is one of my favorite things to do. Same with Jerry and Mike Black. And it wouldn't have happened without Dan Bialek. Let's get the rest of this back in here. Dan Bialek is a joke name for Fran Lilac. I can't believe Fran Lilac is how he's referred to now by most people, I would assume, who know him through podcasting. We all call him Fran Lilac. You know, he's in the second ever. Fran Lilac is referenced in the second ever episode of Babes of Dungaria. The wizard who creates the Babes of Dungaria is a wizard named Fran Lilac. Didn't do that. Absolutely correct there. So. The legs are at slightly different angles. LHM asks, do I ever sketch with pen and pencil on real paper? Yeah, I do, although I really love doing this. So I do this more. An ink paintbrush. Or like a inkwell, an inkwell brush, which is those are expensive and they can make a mess. And then the thing is, if you fuck it up, I mean, you've ruined your shit. You ruined your fucking shit for that project is fucked, dude. But yeah, I do it. I do it on paper when I'm drawing with Winnie, especially. I draw on paper. I don't draw on this. But I mean, not a whole lot because this is easier for me. It's more fun for me. Because I can do the same things I can do with paper and shit, but it's I don't know. It just feels more fun. Like if I can undo mistakes, I can redo stuff. You know, everything's so fucking permanent. On I guess it would be the word analog. You're drawing analog. Let's see how this looks. This bad boy might be fucking done. Damn, y'all. I think this bitch is done. I need to put my signature down here. Let's take a look at this lady. Our DnD character, Gertrude the Black, wife of Thanatos. That's the D&D First Edition God of Death. And she talk like this. Oops, I forgot something. She talk like this. And she liked the pole and the hole. She had sex with the ow, 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 ow. My belt is cutting into my gut. Hold on a second. Ugh. Take my belt off. Kigaro says, fuck, I took a 10-minute phone call and looks completely different. I hope in a good way. Yeah, so what did we do last night in the Dungeons and Dragons game? I was like, I like the pool and the hole, and I fucked a innkeeper's daughter. I rolled a critical success on fucking the daughter, and I banged her in the bar, which is pretty sweet. Let's see here. I'm just about done. Can't think of any other little elements to add. I think that's it, dude. God, she looks great. Yeah, I think she's all done. Oh, I wanted to put a little bit of blood on here. She definitely killed a lot of motherfuckers. Hey, you guys like it? What do you think? Gertrude the Black, a wife of Thanatos. I love to kill people, for my god is death. That's what she'd say. She'd do a lot of crazy ass shit like that. People thought she was nuts. But she's got charisma 15, so it must be got high wisdom too. Kikuro asks, have you done your circuit training in the past? I did a thing called F45 for a few weeks and saw some serious change in my body. No. No. I do a kind of circuit training at the gym now where after I do my major muscle group, back or chest or legs, and typically I'll do 3 to 4 sets with a minute rest in between. Then I'll move on to I hit arms every other day because I want huge arms. So I will do 21s, which is 7 curls up halfway, then 7 curls up, and I do it reverse grip with a easy curl bar, reverse grip. So I get my forearms working out too. And I got nice fucking forearms. And a lot of people forget to work those out. Half motion up from all the way down, then half motion from all the way up to middle, and then full range of motion, 7, 7, and 7. I do those. I do that, then I immediately drop the thing and I do dumbbell flies or shoulder presses, and then immediately go into triceps, and then take a 30-second break and go back into the reverse curls. And that keeps my heart rate up enough to help with heart stuff. LMH says he has the DNO song with Bushman that he did on his channel. If you click his name. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's what I do. I'll do that to kind of keep keep my heart rate up long enough and high enough so that I'm getting a mild cardio workout while I'm doing my weight training, because I despise cardio. And so that kills two birds with one stone. Then I can, focus more on the weight training stuff, which is what I like anyway. All right, guys, this has been, god damn, she looks good. That shit looks fucking good. This has been a live stream drawing success, I think, for us. Definitely when I tweet it, I'm gonna tag Logan in it. You guys make sure you tell him how dope I am for this artwork. And I should be on his podcast, Secret Masters. I hope I can do that soon. I had a scheduling conflict last time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and then I encourage you, as always, to become a Patreon member of The Andrew DeWitt Show at patreon.com/The Andrew DeWitt Show. This artwork will be going up there in high res for a certain level, and then it'd be awesome since it's in black and white. Maybe I'll do a coloring book contest with it. That would be fucking fun, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll do a coloring book contest with it, and then you guys can screen grab and tweet me or post comment shots or something like that, and then I'll pick a winner, and they'll get something. Probably some art, probably some small simple art. Anyway, that is gonna do it for us. If you're a fan of Power Pals, we're in a really tricky transition right now with our Libsyn account. Our Libsyn account is on hold until the end of the month while we transfer it from Jerry to myself and Avery and Mike. And so we have new episodes, but all of our new episodes are on a temporary link until we get the Libsyn straightened out. The temporary link will be is at my SoundCloud. So I've tweeted that out, and Mike has retweeted it. Go to the Power Pals Twitter, or go to my Twitter, or go to Mike's Twitter, Avery's Twitter, and you should see a retweet there. And tell your friends if they're wondering what happened to Power Pals. Anyway, thanks for looking at this stuff, guys. Secret Masters is done. Oh no, maybe that's why he has time for D&D now. Anyway, as always, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.